That's not true.
It does. It barely touches. Okay, if you get out.
Homework is like 25%.
Hey, voice is off.
Is your final actually 10% or
10%.
1%?
Then how many points do you make it then? Oh,
It doesn't matter. It's 10%. It's weighted.
that's all. Like that's all it is.
10% of your grade.
It's like if you're failing a class and you like ace the final and you like unfail the class.
Depending on how bad you're failing.
Mr. Costello, does that mean every teacher's final is
Grade in the night.
I don't know what every teacher's final is now. I just know what mine is.
Ooh, yeah, Mr. Howard's like 50%.
Alright. Go ahead and get out your notes. But today we're going over 5.2, which is the slope formula. Please write that down. If you turn your attention over to the sideboard where I'm at right now, under Wednesday, November 28th, which is today, all day, SWBA. What's SWBA mean? Students will be able to, very good. Students, you guys will be able to, at the end of this period, use 2 points to find slope with the slope formula. So on Monday, if you recall, we found slope by using 2 points on a graph. That's what we just did in a warm-up and that homework we just checked. So today, we're going to be using the slope formula instead of using 2 points from a graph. So we're going to learn what the slope formula is, and we're going to use it to find our slope. So goals for today, you don't have to write this part down. Goals for today, learn how to find the slope of a line between 2 points. So if you're given 2 points, like the coordinates. And learn how to interpret slope. And we're going to learn how to interpret slope, like what's the slope mean and that kind of stuff. So the slope formula. Okay, the slope formula. I want you to write this down, please. I want you to write all of this down, actually. And I would even recommend, putting a star by this or something. I'd recommend putting a big old star by this formula. And this is going to be something you have to remember. Please write this down. This is
I think it's y times 2.
y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it's not squared, it's y2. It's not squared.
It's not like a variable. It's just like showing that there's like 2 of them.
Exactly right.
Why don't you just do y minus y minus 1?
Because then they would think that you would have to write the same thing twice. You have to make a difference.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. Just write a little 1 and 2 beneath or next to these, but smaller. Call it a subscript. Sub means below. Script is to write. Writing below.
English, Mr. Cossel.
You know it. Sí, señor.
But anybody who brings up any dead memes gets
Depends on the meaning.
Yeah.
yeah, but if they bring up Harambe or Uganda knuckles, there's
Uganda knuckles.
trash.
Wrong.
But you're kind of overusing it. It needs a break.
Wrong.
It's been overused here.
Overused here. Voice off, please, and thank you. Voice off, class. Okay, so I'm going to start explaining this a little bit. As Ben was saying, Ben was right on the money. This y2, y1, x2, x1, those are different y's and different x's. We put that y2, y1 there so we know they're different y's. Because we don't want to call them the same thing if they're different. And they are different. So if they're different, we want to call them different things. So they are both y's and they're both x's. These x's and y's come from points. If you recall, a coordinate is written x comma y. And so if we have two coordinates, one of them would be x1, y1, and the other would be x2 and y2. Go ahead and write that down, please. Write that down in there as well. Now you're going to have x1, y1, and x2 and y2. Now make sure you have the x1 with the y1. You don't want to put the x1 with y2. You want to put x1 with y1. And it's like x2, you don't want to put it with y1. You want to put x2 with y2. You can write it either way.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't like doing numbers with figures.
I'm sorry. Mr. Costa.
I don't know why. I feel like writing is super bright.
Do a dad dad
Like, what is real life?
You do it that
So separate.
by making it the most like parallel dad ever.
Do you think your shirt? Do you think the color of your
Do it, Jerry, Deb.
Alright. Hey, so if we have these 2 points, this is an x and a y, and this is an x and a y. So we'll call one of them x1, y1, and the other one x2, y2. Let's call this first one x1, y1 since this is the first point we see. And the second point, x2, y2. So you should already have these points down, so I want you to label them as such right now. You should already have these points written down, so I want you to label them like I just did. So now we need to set this up. We need to plug these into this. So m, our slope, is equal to y2 minus y1. Well, what's our y2? 8. So we'll put in 8. If you recall, as I plug in, I put them in parentheses. And what's y1? 2. So we're doing 8 minus 2 at the top. We're doing 8 minus 2 on the top of the fraction.
Why did you put them both in parentheses?
I put them in parentheses because it helps us with our negatives. It can be like kind of almost like a way so we can check ourselves as we do it. What's x2? Because we said x2 minus x1. So what's our x2? Negative 1. So negative 1 will come first here. Minus what's x1? 3. So we'll put 3 after that. And now we look to simplify this. So just like we solve any fraction, we want to start with the numerator and then we want to do the denominator. So do them separately. So what is 8 minus 2? It's 6, right? What about negative 1 minus 3? Josh, what do you get? Negative 1 becoming more negative. Negative 4, very good. Okay, and we can simplify this fraction. Sam, what was this fraction simplified to? 3 over negative 2. And could we write the negative down here, up here, out in front? It's the same thing? Yes, this is the same thing as negative 3 over 2 if we put the negative on top, or if we put the negative out in front. They're all the same thing. So this would be our slope. Any of these 3 are the same thing, so as long as you have one of those 3, you'd be correct. But we do want to simplify it after we get to this point, because we can. We want it to be as simple as possible. No, you do not. Yes.
When we were taught this last year, she just said to do y minus y for x minus y.
Ah. So, can we go the other way? Could we do x1 minus, or y1 minus y2 and x1 minus x2? We did the 2's first. Can we do the 1's first? Let's try it. Let's switch it the order here. So instead of doing 8 minus 2, let's do 2 minus 8. And let's see what, and do the x is the same way, and see what we get. So we'll do this same x that goes with that first y. 3 minus a negative 1. That's why I put it in parentheses, because we see those two negatives next to each other. What do we do when we have two negatives next to each other? Keep change, so we make it plus a positive. Okay? What's 2 minus 8?
-6.
Negative 6. They have different signs, so you subtract them. 8 minus 2 is 6.
It's gonna be the same thing.
8 is bigger, so it's negative. Negative, or sorry, 3 plus 1 is 4. Peyton, what does negative 6 over 4 simplify to?
Um,
What kind of 3 over 2?
negative.
A negative 3 over 2. Did we get the same slope either way? Yeah, so it doesn't matter which one you do first.
No.
No, it doesn't. What does matter is that we don't mix up our x's and y's. So if we put 8 first, we put our second y first, we have to put our second x first. If we put 2 first, our first y first, we have to put 3 first. Because if we don't, let's just say for grins and giggles, let's try switching the order up and let's see what would happen. Yeah, grins and giggles. So we'll put the 8 first like we did over here in the light blue. Let's do 8 minus 2. So this is y2 minus y1. And then let's do x1 minus x2 to flip the order up. So we'll do 3 minus a negative 1. Well, we said 8 minus 2 was 6. And we said when we have two minus signs in a row, we make it positive. So you'd have 6 over 4. What does 6 over 4 simplify to? 3 over 2. Is this the same slope that we got from the others?
No.
No, what's different?
Not negative.
Yeah, the sign. This one's positive, the other one was negative. So we didn't get the same thing. So this is not what you do. We want to make sure that if we put the second y first, we put the second x first. If we put the first y first, we put the first x first. Other than that, you can pick them in either order. You can put whichever one first you want. We get to match them up. Questions on that? Right? So we're gonna go through this one together, this top one together, and then we'll do the bottom one individually after that. So let's do this top one together. So who can tell me our formula for slope? M is equal to,
1 minus y over x minus x.
okay, well, y is minus y and x minus an x. Okay, or y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And then, can I get a volunteer to fill these in for me? To substitute them in, Grace.
One minus 0.
And Grace did a very good job of saying, okay, I'm going to put this y first, so I have to put this x first. Because she put 1 first in the y's, she has to put 1 first for the x's because it's in the same point. She did a very good job of that. Just saying, hey, we're continuing this up here right now. What's 1 minus 0, Betsy? Try that again. 1 minus 0. 1. And what is 1 minus 5, Blake? What kind of 4? Negative 4, because the negative 5 is bigger than the 1. Negative 4. So we got negative 1 over negative 4, which we know is the same as negative 1 over 4, or if that negative is out in front. Questions on that one? Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to solve the second one now. So go ahead and solve the second one on your own. Yes, it is.
You're both there.
You just pick it up. What's this? Okay. Okay.
It's 4 minus 6.
What's the negative 2 minus 2?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Right. Is any number stronger than something?
Oh yeah, because 6 and
Did it
0
touch
are
the floor, Jacob?
same thing. So it's, yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's negative, guys are negative.
this is the thing. Hey, this is possible.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of problem.
I know.
I agree.
That's it. So, so they got positive 1. I should get a negative 1.
So you did it first, right? That's all my and 0 first, right? 5. So you have to do 0 minus a negative 2. That's why I put them in parentheses, remember? Okay? So you think I'm silly doing it, but it works. It works. No.
So he's doing the
Negative 2 or
explanation,
Oh,
right?
yeah. For $1
Yeah,
million.
You gotta win.
Today's like not my day right now. So like, because it's like a cricket thingy and she's not feeling it, Sam. Not. Don't make her cry.
She was here yesterday, so you must have been filling in yesterday.
Can I get a volunteer to do this one on the board?
I would
Okay.
appreciate it.
Graydon, go ahead.
You
No.
oh.
In class.
You always let Raiden, Jacob, and Justin go up there.
I
Always.
can't you.
No, I went up there once.
No, you haven't. Now you've gone up there. You don't raise your hand.
Once. Once.
She doesn't raise her hand.
Yes, I do. I was the first one up.
Fifth. Fifth.
Yeah, she is. Shh.
Hey, Graydon, explain it.
Wrong.
Just go.
You have to put the Y and the Y on the top. Maybe the minus the. But then you have to keep the order, so you have to do this X first, and then this X, and then you put it right there. And it's minus again. And then you just solve it. Then it comes to negative 2, so we're negative 2. Then you have to simplify it, and simplify it to 1.
Very good. Hey, Betsy, did you do the same order that Graydon did?
No, I
Did you get the same answer?
didn't.
Yeah, so you can do a different order and still get the same answer. So you could have put 6 minus 4 and 0 minus a negative 2, and you would have gotten 1 as well.
No, because then you get a negative 1.
Bet.
No.
Have you done your extra worksheet?
What?
Well, I haven't given her one yet.
We haven't talked about that.
I was thinking about that yesterday, actually.
Yeah, you're not escaping that.
Hey, what's a negative minus a negative?
Positive.
What's 6 minus 4, Peyton?
2.
Okay, what's 0 plus 2?
2.
What's 2 divided by 2?
1.
Do we get the same thing? No, we don't get the same thing?
Okay.
Um, I want you guys to do the first one. I actually scratched it. I want you guys to do the second one.
I'm doing both of them. I don't
I
care.
want you guys to do the second one. Oh, it worked. That's one. I mean, if you really want.
He wants to be a suck up, so he'll do them.
Or I just like math and I'm good at it.
Hey, somebody
I got it.
filled with salt today.
That's so original. Good job.
Hey, and what would that be?
There's not another
Yeah, you're table salty.
It's undefined.
You're so table salty.
I think. Nope, he's not.
Yes, I am.
Did you do both?
Yeah, I did.
Just like graded?
Yeah, I did too.
Voices off, please. Voices off, please. Thank you. Okay. Can I get a volunteer to come up to the board and?
My hand was up.
My hand was up first.
Oh,
Are you?
I muted my.
She's being mean.
No, I'm not gonna answer or like raise my hand ever again.
I'm not gonna answer or raise my hand ever again. I'm just
I'm not gonna shake your hand until you have one.
I'm not gonna shake your hand.
I meant to use lotion last night before I forgot.
Then just use the
Before you go
lotion.
to bed.
Okay.
It's not the end of November yet.
Mr. Costa, you missed it.
Wow.
It's so disappointing.
Mr. Costa, you missed the not gonna shake your hand.
Class, voices off, please. Blake. No. Okay. So, Krista, explain what you did. Okay, why is it undefined? Okay, when you divide by 0, it's undefined, right? Every time, regardless of what number's on top. Very good. Anybody have questions on this one for Krista? Yes, Grace. Okay, Peyton.
Does it matter if it has to be positive or negative then?
Okay, so it doesn't matter if it has to be positive or negative. Okay, so did you have positive 8 over 0?
No, I got negative.
Oh, she had negative 2. But you're saying it doesn't matter if we get positive 8 over 0?
Yeah.
Okay, what would positive 8 over 0 be? Undefined as well, so does it matter? No, because either way it's undefined. So it doesn't matter what's positive or negative. That's a good question. Because either way, it results in it being undefined. Yes?
Can I do the first one?
No.
It's not hard.
Yeah, I wanna do the first one.
Sure.
Bet.
Alright. Hey, Mr. Dupay is going to teach us this
Depew.
one. Depew, I'm sorry, I called you Dupay again. I know your last name, I called it right so many other times. Mr. Depew.
That's probably a lot.
It is.
Yeah, that's probably a lot. Am I
Okay.
right?
Voice off, Mr. Depew is going
Yeah.
to teach us this one.
Okay, so 1 minus 1 equals 0, and then 7 minus 3 equals 4. If you divide 0 by, divide 0 by 4, that equals 0. Done.
So when 0 is in the y spot is 0, and when 0 is in the x spot.
Very good. Very good. Okay, any other questions for Mr. I'm questioning myself now. Depew.
Depew.
Toupee. Isn't a toupee like hair?
Toupee is not
Like
toupee.
you glue on the front piece of your hair, like sometimes it blows up and then you're like, you know what I'm talking about?
No, these
You
are
know what I'm
like.
talking about?
Okay, voices off, please. Thank you. Finding slope from a table. So if we have a table, right here we have a table. We talked about X, Y tables before. If we have a table, we have to pick any 2 points and we use the formula. So we pick 2 points from the table and we use this formula. So you'd have this table down and you'd say, okay, I'm going to pick 2 points from here and I'm going to use the formula. Could we pick any 2 points?
Yes.
Yeah, because as long as they're on the line, it'll work, okay? Do we maybe have a preference over which points we pick?
Yeah.
Negative 2 and 2.
Okay. What do we think about maybe which points we want to pick or not? Peyton, what are you thinking? Okay, the ones with 0 might be easy. Why? Because there's 0. It's easier to subtract by 0, right? Okay, that's usually an easier number to work with. So we might want to look at using this point and using this point. You could use any of them and you'd get the right answer as long as you do the correct math. But we want to make our life easier, right? So if we look for ones with zeros or with smaller numbers in general, that's probably going to be our best bet. We probably don't want to go and use 2 negative 9 because negative 9 is much bigger than the rest of these. Not that we could not do it, we're able to, but it's just a little more work.
Can I do it?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, so I want you guys to go ahead and solve this one real quick, picking any 2 points that you want. Okay,
I've already
already
done.
done. I'm Mr. Gossel. Sorry, I didn't mean to get in your face.
I think I did it wrong on my paper. I think I did x minus x over 1 minus 1. But I'm doing it right.
Very good. I agree with Ms. Vandenberg. Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Vandenberg?
I did wrong.
Okay, what did you have?
I got 1 over 3, negative 1 over 3.
Okay, well, what numbers did you put on top?
I did negative 2 and 2. Oh, wait, I did x. What?
Yeah, you did some X's on top. Okay, so did anybody else choose any different points than Grace did?
I would have done correctly negative 9 minus 3.
You did some different points? Okay, which points did you use, Krista? Voice it off, guys. Okay, so, guys, voice it off. Krista said she used negative 2, comma 3, and then what did you say the other one was?
2,
And 2, comma negative 9. Did you get the same answer? Did you get negative 3? Negative 3 over 2. I think we might have done some math wrong. Because if we do this, we work this one out. We have 3 minus a negative 9 over, voices off, guys. Negative 2. There you go. When I say voices off, that's about 4 times over the past minute and a half. Okay. So 3 minus a negative 9 then ends up being a positive. 3 plus 9 is 12. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. Very good. It becomes more negative. And 12 divided by negative 4 is what, Krista? Negative 3. So we end up getting the same thing. Very nice. Ah, that would do it. Okay. So we're going to interpret slope. So I want you guys to just look at this at first. Just look at this. Just look at it. Just look at it. Okay. So we have this graph. Over here on the y-axis, we have the money earned in dollars. And on the x-axis, across the bottom, we have the number of cookies sold. Cookies, okay? So, as 50 cookies were sold, we made $20. As 90 cookies were sold, we made $80. So, we need to... We need to figure out what the slope is. So, I want you guys to find the slope of this. So, I want you guys to find the slope of it. And then I want you guys to see if you can answer the second question. What the slope means for this graph. So go ahead and do that. You guys don't have to write this graph down. I would suggest writing the points down as you find the slope. So find the slope and then figure out what the slope means for this graph. So go ahead and do that individually on your paper right now. You could. You could do this one by rise over run or by the formula. Either one. What was your question?
Is the second question like positive, negative?
Like, what's it represent?
Oh, looks right.
Maybe I found it. I'm dying or something?
No, 5, 3, 6. Not great, like a very
Alright, can I get a volunteer to go up and find the slope on the board? I mean, everyone's already done it. That's raised their hand.
Everybody is over there.
That's what I literally just said. Okay. I have a number between 1 and 20. Green, what's your number? Including 1 and 20.
17.
Justin.
From 1 to 20.
Oh no, I will go.
No, sit down.
9.
It was exactly 9. Justin got it.
Pretty good.
Where's my
Wasn't like it this time.
no support here?
Support him.
Yeah.
You sound like my mother.
Maybe I am.
Oh no.
How would you?
Justin's older than you.
I just.
You would have killed one, right?
Does that simplify anymore?
So I
just
didn't.
didn't do the.
Justin told me that I was wrong, so I did have the correct answer.
I didn't do it for 60 and 40.
So what this means is that per 3 cookies sold, they make $2.
Exactly right. Very beautiful. Or sorry. Oh no, not quite. Okay, so 3 is doing which one? 3 is the Y, right? So 3 is the money earned. So they earn $3 for every 2 cookies. So it's the other way around, but just another right idea. Saying that for every $3 they sell 2 cookies. That means every $2 or every 2 cookies they sell, they make $3. That's a pretty good deal.
$1.50 per cookie.
And they're bomb cookies. These cookies are mucho fuego.
Mucho
Fuego.
fuego.
Right? So
Would you like to choke off one? Don't choke. Need some milk?
why one
Do you like jazz?
You like jazz?
Yes.
You like
English? Swedish? Oh no. Alright, voice audience, class. Voices off. Thank you. So this means that for every 2 cookies, you make $3. Because it's 3 over 2, so it's $3 for every 2 cookies. So that's what that means. When we're asked, hey, what does the slope mean for this graph or for this problem? We apply it to the variables we have. Does that make sense? Questions on that? Okay, we're going to do this one as well. So I want you guys to solve this one, find the slope, and figure out what it means for this graph. They're on the graph. There's many points. There's 3 different ones you could use.
Oh, okay.
There's 3 different points in the graph. Okay, can I get voices off? Can I get one person to point out 1 point? Ben? And just come up and draw like a point where a point would be.
Like for both of them, or just
Just one.
Okay.
Or you can do all 3.
I was just gonna do
And do we have another one?
just much of
Just trying to wipe it off.
It's not like,
Yeah, it's not mistakes. She was bragging about that yesterday in the hallway. Cool.
no,
Like, you got something on you.
she was like, it's just set up. So you can't not be jealous.
Typical Miss Olsen.
Voices off, please. Class. Voices off. Silencio. Okay. So these 3 are the points we can use. They're perfectly on a grid, so these are points we would use. You need to use 2 of them. So go ahead and use 2 of these points, find your slope, and say, okay, for this graph, what does it mean? Yep. And so what's that mean for this graph? Very good.
Almost corrects the means.
So how many hours will they fish before they go home?
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, I did.
Voices off. Voices off. Class, voices off. Josh is going to come up and do this one.
Let's go, Josh.
You can bring your paper up if you want. You don't have to, though. Hi, good. Mr. Consul, nice to meet you. You're finding the slope, and then you're saying what it means. Do we write our slope as an ordered pair? Okay, so we go over 4. And very good. Can you explain why it's 1 fish for every 4 hours? Yeah, so every 4 hours they catch a fish. 4 hours later they catch 1 more fish. 4 hours later they caught another fish.
Actually, got
Or you're
5.
fishing in
Okay, he's talking trash. I just shoot fish to Maryland, you know.
And he just told him, like, what's that thing?
Yeah.
You know, it's so hard, and like, can't walk or something. No, you're like this, and then he threw his little run.
Yeah,
And we had to leave.
I did that.
Alright, hey class, this might be information you want to know. This might be information you want to know.
Okay.
I'd recommend listening after this one, okay? don't do 11C. So you do 11A and B. You do not do 11C. 13 and 16. You don't do those three.
Oh, that's wrong. 11C.
Correct. You don't do 11C. You do A and B, not C. You don't do 13 or 16. Okay? When are these going to be due?
Next class.
Next class, which is Friday. Very good. You guys have about 15 minutes left. So I would recommend going ahead and starting to work on these. I recommend that you go ahead and work on these. You guys may listen to music, but don't take